Hello world, welcome back for another episode of Sean's Show podcast. Today we're at another special location. I brought you guys with me to North Concho Disc Golf Course. Now anytime someone finds out I play disc golf, the first question I get is, how hard could that actually be? I mean, seriously, you're throwing Frisbees. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not even tired of hearing it anymore. I just laugh and I say, come find out for yourself. Well, what I wanted to do today is I brought on a special guest who's down all the way from Colorado to play in the Crush on the Concho this weekend here in San Angelo. This gentleman is ranked number 13 in the world. I believe he is 26th on the U.S. touring rankings. He did win this event 2 years in a row, and he's coming back to defend that belt and potentially get it for a third time. It's also going to be a great comparison of me at the amateur level and this gentleman at the pro level. So tune in, enjoy, stick with us. It's going to be a great episode. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Freeman. Joe, thanks for being here, brother.
Howdy, everybody. Yeah, thanks very much for having me.
Absolutely, man. Let's get to it. All right, Joel. So first question. When did you first pick up disc golf?
It was 2011. I had always played a lot of Ultimate as a kid. Always loved Ultimate Frisbee. But in 2011, just a random moment, after school, guy's name was Connor, a friend of mine, said, hey, have you ever heard of disc golf? I said, I've heard of it. Always sounded fun, never played.
Okay.
And so he goes, you know, you want to jump in with me? So we found the nearest disc golf shop.
Trying to think where my second shot went. I know I cut and rolled.
Yeah, they were, I feel like it was a little to the left.
I was definitely short.
You see it? Oh, right there?
No,
that's
that's
mine.
yours. No, I cut and went short.
Did you already pick up your better one?
I did. Yeah, I threw a G-Star Shrike. Huh? I thought it was.
What color are we looking for?
It's like a darker brown.
Is it this here?
Oh, yeah,
here you go. Strike.
Yep. Didn't realize I skipped out. I'll throw from here. All right, my bad, Joel. You were saying you went to the disc golf shop in 2011?
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to have like a good enough disc golf scene, and enough like disc golf history in our area that we had like a nice shop to go to.
Okay.
Go in, buy the fastest disc we could find, and then head to the course. And after that day, we were hooked. We played almost every day for the rest of that summer.
How old were you in 2011?
I would have been 17.
Okay, so you picked it up relatively young.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me make this incredible upshot real quick.
Hey, you've got a couple options. You've got a line.
Yeah, we're not gonna sweat it.
It's kind of similar to the tee shot, honestly.
Yeah.
That'll work. Get by it. Oh, let's go. Great shot.
Let's go.
That was exactly how you had it planned out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a little to the right, but. So you picked it up when you were 16 or 17, and did you play consistently from that point? Did you kind of have a point where maybe you lost interest, or it was like full gung-ho after that?
No, I was hooked from that point on. So definitely played very consistently. I didn't understand that there were like leagues and tournaments or any sort of like organized disc golf. So it was just like me and the course for solid like 2+ years.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you kind of make the effort to pay more attention to like the form and actually getting good at the sport?
Oh man, it was like after I'd already gone pro.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I was literally just, I mean, again, I had a big head start with Ultimate, and so I was just enchanted with just the flight of a disc and like just the shapes I could make and all that. So that's all I was focused on for years, was just manipulating the flight of a disc. Yeah, it wasn't until after I played in open and got my rating and all that that I started actually, wow, he almost just threw it in. Nice run, James.
Good job, James.
But yeah, that I actually started like tweaking my form and stuff. I did not realize from the tee back there that this big tree was boxing us out.
Yeah, it's a bit of an obstacle.
Gonna have to get a little creative here.
See that shot shaping in action.
Nice. Right idea. A little strong.
All right, time to make a putt. Oof. We all can't start out hot.
What's the rule? I got to putt from up here?
No, I mean, you can mark and yeah. Oh.
I guess if you want to give yourself a challenge.
It's even more interesting.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a flex.
Got a little high and left.
Nice shot, buddy.
Thank you. Ooh, that's got a chance. Drop. Woo! Oh, tree almost wanted to put you in.
It's gonna fade too early. Oh, generous roll.
Not bad,
Backwards.
not bad.
So, question number 2, when did you realize, or I guess when did you feel like you were good enough to start playing professionally?
Yeah, man, it was kind of in those early days, those first couple years. After a while, I never really discovered anybody who could like throw farther than me or beat me in a round or whatever.
Okay.
And so I started kind of thinking like, how good am I really? And
Yeah.
So then it was just a matter of kind of YouTube, and just kind of watching some videos of like Nico LaCastro back in the day, Will Schustrick, Paul Macbeth, and you know, all those guys. And I kind of watched what they were doing on YouTube, and I thought, I can like kind of do that stuff with a little bit of practice and work. Like, I'm like, I could compete with these guys. So
Okay.
It was kind of like the rest is history from there.
Yeah. Well, let's see if the rest is history from here.
Oh, so close.
Yeah. Way to clean it up, James. Good birdie. And Sean will take the par.
Uh-oh. That was a bad angle.
It's fading.
Oops.
Holy moly.
See that? Little bit too far.
Incredible distance, but yeah. Oh, got through.
There you go.
Good job,
Yeah, I
Jim.
think the same shot higher would have been fine. Straight.
Fine, buddy. Good
Yeah.
job.
So, question number 3. You realize you're good enough to play with the pros. What was your first MPO event that you signed up for, if you can remember?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Never ever could I forget this this weekend. It was a tournament in Longmont, Colorado.
Okay.
Excuse me. 25-30 minutes south of where I grew up in Loveland, and yeah, just like a C tier.
Okay.
Signed up, and I had the feeling that I was good enough to play in open, and so I just signed up for open, and yeah, shot hot round the first round. Was leading the tournament over Joe Revere and Eagle McMahon. So I had like some good competition, and yeah, that second round I got so nervous, blew up. Well, not even, I say blew up. Those were back in the days where Joe won every weekend by 15 strokes. And so he just did that again. He beat me by 15, I think, in the second round.
Oh,
still stayed on lead card. Anyway, just an unforgettable weekend for sure.
What were the feelings like playing in that event, playing a hot round and then going into the second round with these big names? I mean, just pretty intense.
I mean, just so bright-eyed. Like I just was like so excited, just like drinking it all in every moment. Yeah.
Going wide. Oh. All right. Oof. So, you didn't win your first event?
No, it was a dramatic finish. I was, again, Joe, coming down to the last few holes, he was like way in the lead.
Okay.
So the lead was no question, but I was in second place with 2 holes to play.
Okay.
And so this is a 3-round tournament, so we're 52 holes through, and I had eagle by 3 or something. Hole 17 was an island hole, and I'm get a little ahead of myself, hit a tree, miss the island, miss like a short nervous putt. Before you know it, the last hole is like low ceiling, 500 feet. It's like only me, Joe, and Eagle basically could birdie it. Eagle gives himself a birdie look, jams like a low ceiling 40-footer under a tree to take second. Some other guy shot hot. I ended up taking 5th. So it was like a sad finish, but at the same time, you're like 5th place at your first tournament in Open.
With some
pretty,
big names.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah. Put a little bit too much Zaza.
Not bad.
So what were the feelings like after the round? I mean, were you convinced, hey, I could do this?
Yeah, it was a mix of like, obviously I was totally disappointed. I was like, I had all those heavy, just like feelings of, what could have been and why didn't I just get second place and yada, yada, But then on the flip side, a lot of positive feelings like you're saying of just like, wow, I actually have what it takes to kind of do this.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Joe Revere, I think, has a lot to do with the reason so many good disc golfers come from Colorado.
Okay.
Because that first sanction round I ever played, I got front row seats to what does it look like to be like a world-class, top-level disc golfer. So I immediately got a very clear picture of like, this is what I'm shooting for. Okay. At the time, I think he was rated 1036. And so I'm like, okay, like, guess I got to make everything inside 60 because that's what he did this weekend. He hit every angle. I was like, okay, I guess I got to hit every angle. Like, and so I knew what my task was at that point after watching him.
What's your current rating? 1035?
1035, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, no pressure. Clean it up. I yanked it. I can make those putts. Yeah. I can make those putts. There it is.
Couldn't do the behind the back.
All right, hold on.
Under the leg.
Thank you.
Oh. Dang it. I tried. Now, happy or excited about, or I guess, because last year you guys played temp course twice.
Yeah.
You're playing temp course once this time. Are you happy about that?
I think I am. I feel pretty neutral about it because, I figure from a local perspective, like you only get to see the course once a year, and so it'd be cool to play twice there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the lake course or middle, or you got signs out there that say grassy meadows. I'm like, where'd that come from? Anyway, it's a good course and challenging. Yeah. And so since that one's the harder one, I like that more because
Okay.
it has a little more of a tournament feel. So I think it's a win-win. I mean, either way is a good call.
That's a unique perspective from a professional because, like I said, this was going to be a great metric for comparing our skills. He just said that the Tim course was the easiest one in his opinion.
Oh,
the lake courses.
You don't see it that way?
I don't.
No,
Whoa.
no,
The-
neither one of us do.
For me,
That's
the
crazy.
Tim course, more narrow fairways, longer, of course.
Way longer of a track.
And I got short legs compared to you, Joel.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah,
I don't-
for me, just according to par, like on the temp course,
There is more opportunities for
I was
bird.
gonna say I'm hoping to shoot anywhere from like 10 to 16 under or whatever. Whereas on the permanent course, it's like, man, if you can do 9 or 10, that's
That's
really
true.
good round.
That's true.
yeah. So
And I think that's kind of where, for me, who I can't cover the distance as good as you can,
Yeah.
that's where we differ.
Got it.
So, wasted.
Oh, I'm wasted.
Oh my
Dang.
goodness.
got the height. That was the hard part. Thank you. Ooh, there we go. That's got the height. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Well thrown. That's beautiful. Heck yeah.
thank you, thank you. Only took 4 holes to get a compliment from Joel. So question number 4, which I might be getting ahead on my questions here.
Oh, you're good.
Let me fact check myself. Okay, so you didn't win your first MPO tournament. How many tournaments did it take you to get your first win? And what tournament was that at? Do you remember?
Yeah, I want to say, I think it was my 3rd tournament.
Okay, 3rd
'cause
ever.
I played that one in Longmont we just talked about. I think, if I'm not mistaken, my 2nd tournament ever was GBO.
Okay,
Back in now it's known as DDO
okay.
in Emporia. So obviously I didn't win that one 'cause I was playing against all the tourist
Yeah.
guys or whatever. I think I got 40th or 39th or something. I cashed. But then I want to say it was my 3rd, and it was my local C tier
Okay.
in Greeley, Colorado. That's where I went to college, so that's where I was living at the time. It was called the Outback. And yeah, played well. I remember I made a lot of good putts, and it was coming down to the last like 2 or 3 holes, and one of my card mates gives me this look like, do you want to know the scores? And I was like, no, get that out of here, you know, whatever. Because I was like 6 up with 2 to play or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, knocked it down right there. And
Do you still have your trophy that you got from that one?
I do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I know I have. Yeah, I must, because I have at least 2 trophies that say the Outback on them, and one of them would have been that one. So
Probably got a ton of trophies by this point.
yeah, they're just hard to keep track of them all.
All right, make a putt, James.
For the fans. Oh. Sit. Oh boy.
Honest bid. Why am I not? There it is.
There
James.
it is.
And Sean with the bar. How many, what year would that have been when you competed in your first MPO?
That was 2014.
Okay.
Before I had a PDGA profile. and all
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Did you play throughout the whole season, or did you just kind of pick and choose a few events?
That tournament was in October, so
Okay.
that was right around the time. Again, I didn't know there were tournaments.
Okay.
Plus, I was like a poor college kid, so I'm like, man, $50 registration fee, like that's major. So, yeah. So that was, I think, the only event that I played that year.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I want to say I played 4 the year of 2015, GBO, and then 3 local ones on the back end of the year. And then 2016 is really when I like hit it, and
Started touring.
yeah,
Okay.
and I played tons of events from there on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Still not my box. Wow.
How beautiful.
And that was a putter.
His first time.
Yeah. Oh.
Throw gap. Skip.
I don't know how I tripped my foot like that.
That worked out great.
Oh my goodness. Left my hand early.
You might be interested in a disc that just came out today.
What is that?
The new Halo Glow Savant.
A Savant.
Yeah.
James likes the Savant.
I've got the non-glow halo.
Joel Freeman 2024 Tour Series.
Ah.
Super straight. One of my highest recommended discs ever.
Where can they
And
buy? What code do you use?
This is proshop.innovadiscs.com, and yeah, they're $20 or something.
Cool.
They fly crazy good. There have been 3 good runs, in my opinion, of Savants. First run Glow Champion, first run Halo, and these. All the rest are like overstable and not that good. These are the good ones.
My first run Halo is one of my all-time favorite discs.
Yep.
Oh, that was unfriendly.
I was gonna get up there a little lower.
I really like the Shrike for my sidearms because I get way
yep.
more speed out of my sidearm
Yeah,
than I
that
do my
makes sense.
backhand.
Yep.
But I've been working with like a G-Star Shrike to work
Sure.
on my hyzer flips on
Yep.
my backhand.
Yep.
But yeah, a little early release on that last one.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I mean, again, it's not a bad disc by any means. There's nothing wrong with it, but
Just
it
real high
just
speed.
it's so fast that the late flight of a Shrike is hard to control. So you want that late straight, as I call it.
Okay.
That late low stability. Yeah.
Oh, too wide. Too wide. So 2016 would have been your first full season,
Yep.
and you did like the whole pro tour in 2016?
The whole Colorado tour.
Okay.
So I stayed mostly within the state border. I maybe played like Memorial and GBO, but yeah, a bunch of Colorado local events.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just felt a little bit more comfortable for you playing in your area.
Yeah,
Traveling.
I wasn't ready to go out on tour. I wouldn't have done all that well.
Oh, early.
Mm.
That was early. That's all right. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
that.
I needed to hone in, get used to the pressure, get used to winning, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, what a gap!
Wow.
Nice shot.
Wow. What
Yeah.
what would you say are some of the challenges that come with touring full time or touring a full schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, like at first, I tried, didn't play well enough. Wasn't making enough money, so I had to kind of like reset, go back home,
Okay.
tuck my tail between my legs, and like try to rebuild.
Yeah.
The other one that comes to mind is loneliness. It was like just a lonely, lonely year, my first year on tour, just before you're like, you make friends, of course, everyone's really nice. And so it's not lonely so much in the sense that like there aren't people around you. It's just like, you don't have that closeness
Yep.
like you do with the people in your own like normal life.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it's just like, it can be exhausting. Long days, a
Yeah.
lot of practice. You're all young and you want to grind and get in tons of reps, wear yourself out.
I made an awesome birdie putt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big time birdie right there.
That was a good bird, man.
Thank you.
This would be an incredible bogey save. Oh, not enough. Doing a very good job of showing the difference between an amateur and a professional today.
You
Yes.
just gotta get a little more aggressive with your putts.
Oh, the aggressiveness is there.
I always
You're just
tell you,
coming in a
Yeah.
little slow.
5%. I
Yeah.
always tell them, I was like, dude, 5%, like it's that 5% more.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, I think what really trips me up mentally is I'm not willing to do that in casual rounds, but I'm willing to do that.
Oh,
In tournament
interesting.
play.
Yeah, you need to reverse that.
I do.
Because I was gonna say, like, do you feel like it's a physical limitation where you don't mechanically have access to more power, or it's just mentally you're holding back?
It's mental.
Because you don't want that comebacker.
Yep. Yeah. It's 100% mental, but that's okay.
Nice thing about 20-foot comebackers is you get really good at 20-footers.
That's solid logic.
So then when they're your first putt on the hole is 20 feet, you make them every time.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a fancy little line.
Oh.
Yeah, not great.
Oh, nope. That's not it.
I'm definitely throwing a couple on this one.
Yeah.
Forehand's not a bad play. It's pretty open.
No!
All right, this will be my last one. See if I can skip a forehand in there.
Wow.
Go for it.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Super close.
And you almost called it. So I would imagine now touring is probably a little bit less lonely with your
Definitely.
wife, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Does she travel with you?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
she has the last 3 years.
Okay. Now she may not be because you guys just welcomed a baby girl into the world.
That's
huh?
exactly right. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So she won't be with me currently.
Okay.
We will. The plan right now is to travel with the baby kind of on the later part of this season, so that'll be super fun. But yeah, over time there's definitely been just more and more. You start to develop that closeness that I was talking about just over time naturally. There's a really good sense of community, a lot of really great people on tour.
Who would you say some of your closest buddies are on tour?
Yeah, I mean, Cole Redolin is my best friend on tour for sure.
Okay.
Chris Clemens, always a good soul. Presnell. Like I said, there are just a bunch of like really really cool people out there. I'm just in the heat of like answering the questions.
Yeah.
I'm not. There are people I'm not thinking of, but yeah, a lot of great people out there.
You're also involved in ministry on tour, though, correct? Mm-hmm. I don't recall the name of the organization.
Eagles Wings Disc Golf. Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably another avenue where you get to connect with people on tour.
Absolutely. Yep. That's a big community is like a huge focus there. So we do like a small group Bible study, whatever you want to call it, where we meet weekly, and that's another place where you can really find like a little more of that closeness with people and just having like meaningful conversations and talking about a little something more than like, oh, you should have seen my drive on hole 7.
I'll let you run your shot, man.
All right. Letting it fade off.
Most of your momentum's coming from pushing off your back foot too, or?
I don't get that technical and mechanical with it most of the time.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make the putter do what I want it to do.
And it needs to feel good doing it.
Yeah, I'm still learning. So just all those little micro adjustments.
Yeah. Seems like anytime I make a micro adjustment, it ruins my game completely. Oh, that was too much sauce. A little too much sauce on that.
Yeah, not bad.
Easy peasy. Have you?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you managed to have an ace run out at Middle Concho yet?
No, I don't think anything's really jumping out at me.
Nothing with the island hole at 9, maybe?
No, nothing there, because I'm usually just trying to be like conscious of the ground play, so I'm coming in pretty soft. Don't want to go in the water or lose any disc or whatever.
So from my knowledge, at least from my knowledge as a local, there are only 2 people that have ever aced number 9's island hole. Is another guy that we play with. His name's Mike DeLauder. Shout out, Mike.
Mike D.
And yours truly.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
that's
call
cool.
them the Island Boys.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now, if I could do it in the tournament, that would be super cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, and another cool fact on that, they aced it exactly a week apart, probably within an hour. Sunday rounds, it was probably within
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I threw Prodigy FX3.
We're gonna have to bleep that out. He's Innova sponsored.
Oh, that's right. Well, I don't throw Prodigy plastic anymore.
Not in this video, you don't.
No, not in any video.
All right, well, is it still?
Yeah, I think you're like
there.
14 down. I think James is like one
He's
down.
2 down. I am now 1 over.
I think I'm like 3
and
up,
then you're,
3, 4 up. A generous 4 or 5 up.
Gentleman's score.
No.
Come on.
Wow.
Okay. Took its time coming back.
Yeah, you'll be edge of circle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
way too stable. Oh, I got lucky with that skip. Yes, sir.
Oh, good line.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah.
Get the skip up.
Finally, my backhand
Look at
there.
this guy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, going into, I guess, going before the season, how
Yeah.
do you decide what events you're going to play, or how do you plan for the upcoming season?
Yeah. For me, it's a matter of just kind of looking at the biggest events, and then just filling in the meat between the bones, if you will.
Okay.
I think that the answer to that question is going to vary a lot because a lot of guys like to kind of take weeks off or whatever. For me, if I'm out on the road, like I'm there to play, you
Yep.
know. And so I like to fill those off weekends most of the time. Not only that, but I also just love, one of my favorite parts about the whole disc golf touring experience is just getting to experience like the disc golf culture and the disc golf scene in all the different areas,
Yep.
like just little communities throughout the country. Super cool to like get a little look into all the different like little communities out there. So that's a super fun part of it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, good shot.
Good shot.
Money.
Are there any particular events that you look forward to playing more than others?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
What would you say some of your favorites are, at least for this season that you're going to play? What are some of the ones
Sure.
you're looking forward to?
Yeah, for me, like most of what, again, I personally enjoy about an event is the course.
Okay.
Again, that'll vary a little bit. Some people like the atmosphere or the city they're in or that kind of thing. For me, it's the course that I really tends to influence my liking of an event the most.
Okay.
That being said, always love the Butler County Classic in Pittsburgh. I'm planning on making that trip to Europe for the first time this year, so I'm excited for that.
That is exciting.
USDGC is actually a little bit of a contradiction to what I just explained because the vibe, the professionalism, it's Innova, it's like the USDGC is a really fun one for me. So yeah, those are a few that are kind of jump out at me.
Okay. Let's earn us a birdie. Oh.
That
That's
tailwind
Yeah,
said no.
that's honest. Oh! Bingo, bango. Now I will ask you the opposite of that question.
Okay.
Are there any courses you're signed
That I
up
dread?
for that you dread?
You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Emporia and the DDO because I used to dread Emporia Country Club. I used to believe hands down is the worst course on tour. I think they've improved it a lot, and I no longer hate it.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily gonna say it's my favorite, but I don't dread it anymore.
Okay.
So, having said that, yeah, I don't think there really are any that I dread. I personally enjoy a challenge.
Okay.
The only time that my least favorite courses are the ones that are super unfair, that are just like scattered trees or like overly tight OBs or that sort of thing where it's not as much a matter of like skill and challenge. It's just a matter of like, do you have a good day or a bad day?
Yeah.
I tend to love challenging courses. So the harder the course is, the better, in my opinion, the more fun I tend to have. So I love playing Northwood Black, carving out those tight, Nevin in Charlotte, like carving out those crazy tight lines in the woods. I just have a blast doing that. So
with all of that being said, what did you think about the redesign for the chess.com event? Because I know there was a lot of opinions about the
like
course
saying
design.
it was too hard. Or,
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so
Yeah.
I can't necessarily speak too heavily towards it, but I don't know. It looked like fun. I think I would have enjoyed it.
Okay.
I think most of the time when people are talking like a course is too hard, most of the time they're just being babies.
Fair enough.
That's my opinion.
Fair enough. That's
I
a
just
fair
think
opinion.
like if you actually have to use touch going into like a sloped green, as opposed to just being able to throw your overstable skip shot in,
Yeah.
then it's like, so hard. It's like, no, you just like got to learn a different shot. So
Yeah. Makes you better ultimately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did it.
Get up. Oh.
Yeah, the wind was fighting it the whole way. It's a good line.
I pushed you deep. Sorry about it, buddy.
Edge.
Carry.
I got it way too wide.
Come on, Skip. Hey! Let's see.
Hey.
All right, if this goes in, it'll be a great promo for the new Savant. This will be my third time ever throwing it. The way I describe this disc is it flies like a mid-range, but it goes as far as a driver.
Huh.
Fades like a
Super,
fadeaway kinda.
super fun to throw. No, it doesn't. That's what's amazing about it. Is it like, I feel like I'm throwing a mid-range, but it just goes an extra 100 feet.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can display that.
On turn.
Wow.
Flex.
Yeah, a little
It's gonna be
too,
100
little
feet.
too long. Oh, that's it.
There's that 100
Yeah.
extra feet that you were
Yeah, exactly.
Get it out of the straight!
Is it in the road?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, any particular goals for this season, other than win every event?
Yeah, that might sound obvious, but I am definitely there to win every event. I think take down an Elite Series or Major. Haven't done that yet, so I'd love to see that happen at least once. Other than that, I think if I could break that 1040 rating, my highest ever I think is 1037.
Yep.
I've been there a handful of times, but yeah, if I could see myself get to that's kind of the next milestone for me. Those are the ones that come to mind. I think my biggest goals this season have more to do with like the mental side of things. Not only mental, but just kind of my image. Like I think I have this like high intensity when I play, and I think it can just come off in a negative way to people. I never mean it like that, but I think just showing a little more of the real me, as opposed to getting frustrated and whatever, just kind of driving the intensity down, and just like kind of the appreciation, the gratitude, and those kinds of things up.
Yeah.
Expressing that better to fans, to people watching, and all that. That's kind of the biggest goal out of everything else.
So I don't know if you've ever done any fishing, but it's super frustrating,
It's been a long
especially
time,
when
but-
you're out there not catching anything.
Yeah.
And a buddy told me one day, I think I posted like a picture on Facebook and was like, didn't catch nothing, bad day. And he's like, man, a bad day on the water is better than a good day off of it. And I kind of treat the disc golf course the same way.
Yep.
Because if I get out here and have like a bad casual round or even a bad round in a tournament and get worked up about it, you lose the fun out of it. Yeah.
No, it's like if the worst thing that happened to me was that I doinked a 10-footer for bogey and ended up walking away with the double, it was a pretty good day.
Yeah.
Is the point. Yeah.
I'm playing professional disc golf
Yeah,
for crying
exactly.
out loud.
How bad can it be? Yeah. Oh, thought you had it.
Me too.
Birdie.
Thank you.
With the upside down putt.
Yep. No spit outs. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, when it comes to preparing for your individual tournaments, does your game plan look the same for each one, or does it kind of vary by the event that you're playing?
Yeah, I would say if anything, it maybe varies on like where I feel like my game is at.
Okay.
More so than like the course. It doesn't vary much. Regardless, I might do a little extra field work or a little extra of this or that. But
if there's something you have to pay like
yeah,
special
just if there's
attention
or yeah, if there's like kind of a thematic element of the course.
to.
If I just throw like, I just throw a lot of 380-ish stand-up forehands, then I might spend a little bit of extra time in the field kind of dialing in that specific shot. But
Okay.
but for the most part, no, I've developed a routine of going out to the course. I'll throw 2 shots for the entire round. So I'm essentially playing 2 rounds.
Okay.
And that strikes a happy medium between playing kind of like a serious like scoring round,
Yep.
but then also getting some extra reps in,
Yep.
and more of a
looks.
practice mentality. Yeah, so it strikes a nice balance between there, because to play a full-on scoring round feels unnecessary, and like, why am I taking all these steps with my legs while I'm only throwing 1 shot at a time? It just doesn't quite make sense to me. But then it also doesn't make sense to me to just like turn your brain off and just throw a million shots, wear yourself out or whatever. So I feel like that's kind of the happy medium that I've found for myself. So
Okay.
works for me. I like it.
I would
Okay,
like
this
to
one's
think.
hidden.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is one that it's a lot closer than it looks too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at first glance, that's like 420, but then
No.
it's like, no, it's what, maybe 350?
65 maybe?
Okay.
Oh, let's skip.
Stay out of the tree, should be good.
Yeah. Took its time fading. Thought I was gonna start moving left sooner. A little bit of headwind, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'd re-teed and then didn't make the boat, so.
It only took 9 holes, but Sean finally made it to off the bottom of the box. I'm no longer Bob. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Hey,
It is good.
What a save.
Believe.
What a save.
Always believe. Good shot.
I'm curious about
James.
this forehand line as well.
So I had mentioned earlier, and I wanted to make a point to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter.
Thank you. Yeah,
Uh,
appreciate it.
I just had, well, he's almost 2 now, which I can't believe. Time flies.
Sweet. Yeah.
This is your
congrats.
first kid, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So
And now he's your first.
he
Your
is my
2-year-old?
first. Yes.
Cool.
And yeah, man. I mean, the time has just flown.
Yeah.
But it got me wondering, have you considered since the birth of your daughter what the future looks like for you? How much longer maybe you intend on touring? Is there something else that might be calling you?
Yeah, no, for now, I mean, it's all part of the plan. Like, my wife Alyssa and I we both come from big families, so we had every intention of starting to have a family soon, and yeah, so it's all like what we were hoping for so far, and so the challenge, is going to become like, how can the big question for me over the last like year or 2 has been, can I be a great father and a great disc golfer at the same time? Great meaning like professional touring and all that.
Yep.
And yeah, so far I think, I'll say it this way, 10 years ago wouldn't have been realistic,
Yep.
honestly. Like, I would have just had to tuck away my hobby close that chapter of my life and move on to something new. Now I think it's becoming a little more realistic, where I may be able to play, handpick strategically, kind of like which ones I'm going to play, and spend the rest of the time at home. Hopefully spend plenty of time with my kids and still be a good dad, but keep that disc golf dream alive. So for the time being, I'm going to try to do both. Obviously, the family takes precedence over the disc golf dream. My dream of being a father trumps anything else. And so if the day comes where, I got to pull the plug, it is what it is, and I'll figure something else out. But for now, it's looking like both are going to work right now. Yeah. So we'll see. A couple more kids come along, it might get a little more complicated, but we'll see.
I got you. Well, the nice thing is now that the sport has seen such an explosive growth, and the competitions are getting much larger, the payouts are also getting larger.
Exactly.
So just a couple of years ago, you had people asking, what is a professional disc golfer? How can they manage that? Are they actually making any good money? And now we're starting to see professionals. I think Kristen crossed the 6-figure mark for last year in income. I'm sure some of that comes from disc golf sales and
I would think she's pushing 7, but
I
think there are probably I'm guessing around 20 people who make 6. And then there are probably 5 who make 7. So it's starting to happen. Yeah, for sure.
And to your favor.
It's an amazing time to be involved. I get front row seats to all this cool kind of growth happening in the sport.
Ooh, not over enough. That was the right idea, just not over enough.
Yeah, a little early.
Well, and that's kind of where I was setting up that question, asking you what maybe a life out of competitive play looked like, because you are still on the forefront of disc golf's growth. That ultimately leaves the opportunity for you to do essentially what Scott Stokely's doing now, where he's touring, but I think he's known more for being the educator that he is. And he's going to make this great content this year. But he was one of those early legends that still has a place in the sport. And so that's why I was thinking, with you being the guy that you are and being so involved now early on as it moves forward, is that something that you've considered where else you might see yourself involved in the sport?
Yeah, of course. I love the thought of running my own events. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun with that when the time comes. Teaching, educating, whatever. Even just getting more plugged in with a company like Innova. They've got something for me to do on, I don't know, the marketing side or working in the warehouse or whatever. I'm not going anywhere. So whether it's as a player or some kind of manager or administrator or whatever it is, I'm here. So
you'll always have disc golf. Cool.
Oh, look at this guy. Heck yeah. That was sick. Nice shot.
Good
Super low ceiling.
shot.
That was crazy.
Good shot.
That was awesome. Oh no. Where did that come from? That's that new putt showing. A little better.
Oh, whoa, that was ridiculous. Well, if the purpose was to show how good Joel is, I think we've executed that. Good round, man.
Thank you. Great round. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks again for being out here.
Of course, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How long have you had your pound bag?
Just since this was my signature bag from last year.
Okay, so you're sponsored with them?
Yeah. It was about halfway through last year. They got it all put together and sent it over.
Are you liking it so far?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
No contest, best bag I've ever had.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. Their bags. I mean, it's not a surprise. Every bag in the sport is either a grip knockoff or a pound knockoff, and the pound knockoffs are more common. But obviously there's a reason it's the original. You know, it's got all the little pockets that you could ever need. Everything's really well thought out. The materials are all like recyclable. Their ethos, their like business approach is really, it's all just like environment friendly and sustainable and, you know, whatever, all that stuff. And plus they've got the lifetime warranty on every bag. It's the most comfortable bag you'll ever wear. I just put on somebody else's bag the other day, and it was like basically the same bag, or it was, how do I say it? Like it was supposed to be the same bag as what I carried, but it felt so much heavier. Huh. It was crazy. Huh. I'm like, there's something clever about, I mean, Levi, the engineer,
made in America too, right?
Yeah. It's all USA made, yeah. He puts ample time and thought into like every little detail. So from like the contour of the bag against your back to like every little thing you could think of. It's all on purpose. And he's, you know, I've given a couple critiques like, hey, you know, what's up with this? Or why does it look like that? Or what, you know, whatever. And he always has an answer. He's like, I appreciate you saying it. We tried it that way. And guess what happened? This, and then whatever, you know. And so it's like, okay, well, you've already been there. You've been there, done that. And so they really are like, they pay close attention to detail.
Yeah, as soon as I got, which I've had my grip bag now for 2 years.
Okay.
But like as soon as I got it, the pound hype was definitely picking up.
Yeah.
And so I got to the website looking at them, I'm like, dude, these are so sweet. But like I just hammed out $250 for this thing. There's no way I'm about to spend the money that they're asking on this thing.
No, you'd have to like, you would have had to sell it. It hit pavement recently.
Okay.
And I just never like sanded it down, so it just feels.
Joel, you're the first person I've ever seen do that.
Really?
Yeah, you're the first person I've ever seen do that. Is that a common thing?
I should think so.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, for a while, the sandpaper is new. I don't prefer sandpaper, but I used to have cloth, like the drywall. It looks like a screen, like a screen door or whatever. That's what I used to have. I would love to get another piece of it. I lost the piece that I had, so right now I have sandpaper to tide me over. But yeah, that stuff was so helpful. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's like everyone's got to have something like this in their bag. I mean, you don't want those like crazy nicks and edges and like digging into your hand before you throw.
That's a valid point.
This one's a new disc, so it's got a little bit of flashing on it. So this is more of a get it a little bit softened up and then maybe sand it behind, but this disc is not supposed to be in my bag right now. I lost one of the oldest discs in my bag just recently. In the weirdest spot. Isn't disc golf like that? Where discs just disappear in the weirdest, like you're not even worried about losing it, and then it's like you look for 30 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the backup.
What was the disc that you lost?
It's like a 12-year-old Thunderbird. It basically flew like a Sidewinder. And so I replaced it with the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a Sidewinder that stopped beating in 3 years ago, you know? And so it's like always flies the same.
Consistent flight.
Yep.
Yeah, man,
yeah,
I would hate to lose a disc I've had for 12 years.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had it for 12 years. Somebody else had it in their bag for a few years. And then like, I don't know, it was like a few years old when Gavin Rathbun passed it off to me. And then I had it in my bag for several years. And so, yeah, anyway. It's been all around the country.
Okay, it had a good life.
Exactly.
Wherever it is now.
It did. Oh, I know where it is. I just can't find it. No, James box for this.
Yeah, you got the sick bird, dog.
Just went and ran half a mile. My legs feel like noodles right now.
Oh wow, this is awesome.
Wow, that's actually getting over. Holy moly.
Wow.
Holy moly, dude.
I mean, that was the perfect line.
Yeah, it did.
Yowzers.
Oh.
Yowzers.
I needed to play the skip.
Camera guy.
I was playing all air. I needed to play the skip shot. That was pretty good, though.
Wow. Like, dang, I don't know if I want to throw that line anymore. Oh. So regardless of how long your career is and whatever you do with it moving forward,
Yeah.
what is the impact that you would like to leave on the sport of disc golf?
Oh, man.
I know that's a deep question.
No, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I think first and foremost goes back to what we were talking about 20 minutes ago, where just kind of like just something positive, whether that means like somebody's inspired or just feels a little more valuable because of something I said to them, or whatever it is. I just hope I don't know, just to like bring light and life and love. Yeah, the other thing that comes to mind is something that has already happened, which is amazing. Some color in a literal sense. I feel like when I was first becoming interested in the sport, I would watch guys on lead card or whatever. They'd be wearing a bunch of brown and gray or whatever. And I'm like, I would always like decide who to root for based on
The style.
somebody that had a little something like this showing,
Okay.
a little bit of color. And so I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm rooting for that guy with the cool shoes or whatever. And so I feel like I came in, on the tour scene and started wearing all these crazy outfits. And I feel like ever since then, like you're starting to see
You
a
definitely
little more
are.
electricity in people's wardrobe.
You
So
definitely
I'm
are.
not necessarily, like I can't take credit for it, obviously, but I would like to think I at least played a part in kind of pushing things that direction. I think it just makes everything a little more fun. So
When I think of flamboyant would almost be the right term, right? When I think of like the more bold outfits on the tour, it's you and Jeremy Colling.
yeah,
Like 10
Yeah.
times out of 10.
that's awesome.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite shirts is I think it's the Pink Flamingo shirt that I think Germ wears.
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere because no one actually makes it for anybody but him.
Oh, weird. Are you sure?
I can't find it.
I think, is it Diameter?
That's a really solid point that
I think Diameter Apparel would have them on their website. I think I'm thinking of the right company. I'm sorry if I'm not. Sorry, Jerm. Sorry, Diameter. But yeah.
I want, like, if you walked up to the tee and you were wearing a real basic outfit, I think it would like take away from. I would be like, who is this guy? Yeah, like what's going on?
Like me?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cold right now, and like I gotta be representing Innova, so I gotta wear the black coat, and I got black pants. Oh, there we go. Oh, but I bring a little color where I can. A little bit of color on the shoes, a little bit over here on the neck. Oh, get some. Wow.
You already got some fire
Too
fits
good,
picked out for the weekend?
I don't usually like plan them out specifically.
Okay.
Sometimes I do, depending on like weather or that kind of thing. Sometimes it gets a little complex, but no, I usually just wake up that morning and like
whatever
kind
you're
of see
feeling.
what I'm inspired
Okay.
for. But I will say, got some really cool stuff in the works. Huge shout out to Fly Green Disc Golf, who's a local disc golf shop, or disc golf brand in the Denver area,
Okay.
which I love kind of being able to represent a little more of like my roots, my local scene. Fly Green and Joel Freeman have collaborated this year to put together some pretty cool outfits. So I'm
Okay.
excited for what's to come.
And they're going to
Yeah,
be available
be
for
ready.
sale.
They will.
Okay.
They will.
Look forward
Yeah.
to it.
Yep. Up. Oh, so close.
All right. Way to finish with a par. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I hope I didn't embarrass you too much out here today, Joel. I know it was a good time. Score doesn't matter
let's
anyway.
Let's get things straight. I embarrassed you.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. It was still a good round nonetheless. I appreciate you being out here and volunteering your time for this. Looking forward to seeing you play this weekend. Looking forward to seeing you play this season. Man, is there anything that you wanted to say before you wrapped up? Anyone you wanted to shout out?
I guess nothing real specific. I just want to express my gratitude for all of you guys for joining. People like me could not do.
So the footage here got corrupted at the end. Unfortunately, it cut out. We were not able to get the tail end of what Joel was saying on the video, so I just wanted to wrap it up for him. He was thanking all of the people that support him, all the people that play disc golf, support the touring pros, and of course play the sport. Without every one of you guys, he wouldn't be able to do what he does, and really none of the guys would. So he wanted to say thank you. A way that you could support him is by checking out his merchandise and his sponsors in the links in the description. There are some links that go to his merchandise specifically, so check those products out. And if you choose to do so, support him. Follow him on his social medias. Those will be tagged below so you can keep up with him throughout the season. And of course, thank you guys for watching the episode. Thanks again, Joel, for participating. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!
Well, the cool thing about it being our YouTube